Hey, what's up you guys? It's Simon. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I was updating my commissions info and I found one of my sketchbooks that, as you can see, is pretty old. Most of these images are dated at 2015, so this would have been either my end of sophomore year or beginning of junior year in high school, so some of these are absolutely dreadful. As you can see from the cover alone, not all of these are my images, but they were a collection of things that I thought were aesthetic at the time, including some Italia stuff. What was wrong with me? So I have like a little rust pan on the front, some lips, a grid, you know, not much has changed. Getting into the first page, as you can see, I didn't know how to fill a sketchbook, but I tried. So it's just a couple of doodles. I don't know exactly when I made these. I believe these probably would have been my sophomore year, just because I believe this is supposed to be fan art for Tokyo Ghoul. I don't think he's in the first season as far as I know, so I never met this guy. I just, I drew him and I was like, I hate this guy, so I also wrote it in French. I was taking French at the time, so maybe it was my junior year. No, it was my sophomore year. I took it 2 years. So that was me practicing my French on this poor dude. And then, obviously, this was just some stupid doodle I probably made in the little middle of class. It's supposed to be England, but it's that one vine by, I don't even remember his name. It might have been Arthur. I think that's why I drew him. But yeah, it's the teabag thing at the top of the Christmas tree. So, obviously this sketchbook is not the best for Copics, so there's a lot of bleed. You'll see me skip pages a lot. We'll get to that. But, yeah, there's nothing on this page, but there is this that I never finished. So, my sophomore and junior year, I got really into South Park, which was weird because I literally refused to watch it every single year before that. But I was like, yeah, I hate South Park, and then I, watched, I think one episode, and I was like, oh, I like South Park a lot. And for some reason, I shipped Clyde and Cartman. I don't know why. I must have seen something and thought it was funny. So I drew this. It's supposed to be a play on, My Neighbor Totoro, but it has Cartman and Clyde instead for whatever reason. And I was, low-key kind of proud of it, but I never finished it because, I don't know, I think I just lost energy for it. And this page, oh, sorry about the wind. I really did pick the windiest day to record. This page is incredibly important to me. I'm sorry if you guys can't see it that well. I can't read it that well, to be quite honest. But, this page is so important because this was me designing my first ever OC. So, oh my gosh, he has a different... Oh, wow. That's not his name. Hold on. That's better. That's his name. But this is Ari. You guys saw me redesign him both in my 1-week sketchbook tour, and also I think I revised him a little bit after that as well. But this was the first ever drawing I made of Ari, so this was me planning out his wings because he's a fairy, and I associated every single fairy that I ever made with a type of flower, but I wanted Ari to be special. So at first he started out as just Lily of the Valley, but then I added forget-me-nots to his design, but this was way before that. This was just the first ever design, and as you can see, Ari has changed a lot. He looks a little bit less like Carcat now. I'll insert an image over here if you're not from my Instagram and you haven't seen it, but he looks quite different. Also, if you see any of these blocks, it's because I curse a lot in my sketchbooks for some reason every time I mess up, so I wanted to censor that for the video because I just don't feel comfortable doing that stuff around you guys. I guess I like to keep things more polite, I guess. I didn't want to include any of that, so if you see big blocks like that, it's just me censoring myself. So yeah, this was the first ever OC and the first ever drawing of Ari that I ever made, so very important to me. And then, I don't know if you guys can see, if you see any taped pages like this, it's not because I had any, sort of horrific art on here that I didn't, like, I was just too embarrassed to show you. It's because if you see anything like this, it has my husband's art on it and his characters, and he's not as open about sharing his OCs as I am. In fact, I don't share a lot of my OCs because I'm also not very comfortable sharing them. But if you see pages like this, it's just because it's his art and his characters that I've decided to cover up because I didn't want to put his characters on blast because he likes to keep those private. So those are hidden from y'all. But this is my Splatoon OC. They don't have a name. This was when Splatoon first came out. Well, not when it first came out. We got the game a little bit later, but this was when I got Splatoon, and I was so into it. I was obsessed with Splatoon. I played it every single day. I'm going to scooch it over just in case you guys can't see. But there she is. I was literally such a roller stan. I still am. I think this is the... Oh, I don't remember what it's called. I think it might be the Splatter Shot, but it's been a while since I've played Splatoon. Either way, I really loved it, so I wanted to draw, like, the character that I played as the most and, like, the outfit that I usually wear and stuff. So there was that. And then this is another drawing of Ari, just me trying to flesh out his design a little bit more. This was when he had freckles that were pink and green, and I don't hate them now, but I definitely, first of all, did not know how to draw freckles, and second of all, he just, like, his color scheme does not suit it anymore, so I think I gave him, like, some freckles still, but they're a little bit different now. And then there's more bleeding, and that, I don't quite remember what that was. And then this is something you guys probably aren't going to be able to see, so I'm going to try to scooch it away. I think this was supposed to be Isabella from Dragon Age 2, and I believe Inquisition. I don't remember if she's in it. She is someone probably also from Dragon Age that I just can't remember. It might have been an OC of mine or my friends, but I don't know. And then this is obviously Craig Tugger, if you couldn't tell by the double middle finger, but there he is. And then this, I believe, this was sophomore year after my drawing and painting midterm. I realized that my teacher had dip pens, and they had, like, such a fine point. So I wanted to draw some really, really just intricate sort of things. I was kind of, like, inspired by, like, those pen and ink drawings you see on Tumblr, or saw on Tumblr in 2015. I don't know if they're still a thing anymore. But, yeah, I just tried to do that, and some of these I'm actually still really proud of. Like, as much as I hate to say it, like, I do like this eye. This nose isn't that bad. And I'm going to insert a better drawing of this over to the side, but I'm actually really proud of it. This was in Fall Out Boy's, new at the time album came out, and I drew America as the kid because the song title was American Psycho, and I was like, oh, I want to draw it so bad, so I did. He's got the little flag on the side of his face, but, like, it actually looks kind of decent, so, yeah, I'll insert it on the side, but I really, really liked that drawing. And then this is when I started to just kind of get fed up with the pen and ink. I was getting really bored, but I didn't have anything else to do because the final was over. It wasn't like we could talk or anything, so I was still trying to sketch a little bit. This was supposed to be Homestuck fan art for, obviously, Jade Harley and Rose Lalonde. Yeah, not too much of an interesting thing. I think I guess I decided to do a mini right hand versus left hand challenge, which was such a mistake. And then this is where things start to pick up a little bit as far as Let's Embarrass Simon goes. This was, I believe, like, oh god, it's like a Prince and the Pauper AU for Ralph and Simon and Lord of the Flies. And, yep, there's that. we don't need to talk about that anymore. And then this was also when I started to draw Simon, like, quite a bit more frequently until he sort of became, like, my persona, I guess, online. So there is some doodle of him, which I guess I was experimenting with styles, because this whole page is definitely not very similar to how I drew at the time, so I guess I was just trying out some new things and some color palettes and stuff. Admittedly, some of this isn't that bad. Like the dress I'm a little shocked by, and the bag and the braid, actually. I never draw things like that, and they actually look kind of cute still, so I'm not against me trying things out, I guess. So, yeah, I drew this, and for once I actually did hide something from you guys. I wrote a lot of embarrassing things about Dib. I don't remember what they said. All I saw was the words, and then I ripped it out and I threw it in my closet somewhere. I don't know where it is. But yeah, that was one thing I did choose to hide. And then there was some more blank pages. And then this is my next OC I ever designed, and she's like my most self-inserty OC. So this is Nyrus. You guys have seen her before. She looks entirely different because I can never decide, I guess, on one singular look for Nyrus. Also, if you guys can't tell, this was also when I still did line art. So you'll see a little something later, but almost all of my drawings at this time I used exclusively line art. I never did the style that I do now. It was all just me doing black lines with not a single bit of line weight. I really need to work on that. I still do. I always have issues with stuff like that. So there is this drawing. It was just me sort of trying to do, I just wanted to make somebody that was really trendy. And I know she says curvy right here. She is curvy, but I didn't do a good job of doing that, and I feel like I did improve on that somewhat. I tried over here, I guess, with some back folds, but that's not how they work. But yeah, so this was the first ever drawing of Nyrus, and I love her. And there are some more blank pages. And then this is where my art got so bad. I don't know what happened here. I went through a phase of only doing pencils, and everybody was slanted. I draw with the paper like this, so I think that had some hand in why my drawings were so crooked and ugly looking. But again, this is where I started getting super into South Park, so you're gonna see a lot of style, a whole lot. And then I actually still like this drawing. I don't remember making it. I guess it was from Halloween in 2015. This was not my costume. I don't even remember what I dressed up as. I don't even remember if I dressed up, period. And then the legs are definitely an interesting shape, and as you can see, I only have half a foot. But I did try to draw myself and make it sort of a cute style, and I still kind of like it. It's definitely weird, but it's not terrible. But these sure are. This one isn't that bad, but I never finished it, and this one's super faded. I think the whole top is South Park for sure. This is Creek, and the Tweak looks really bad, but the Craig looks disturbing. And then I think this is supposed to be Pete, or Red Goth, or whatever they call him. And then I think these were just some random people, and this was a photo study that for some reason I decided to do extremely tiny. I don't know what my logic was there. And then these were some more studies and just me doing some random little doodles. I don't hate the nose on this. I wish I drew noses like that more. But yeah, I don't know who any of these are. I think this was just me messing around. I really knew how to fill up a page back then. I don't know how to do that now. I don't know why. I just lost the ability. And I really like this guy. I don't remember who he is, but I think he was one of my OCs. I have no idea. And then this was a friend of mine on Tumblr that I met at a convention. I believe I tried to do requests or something one day, and they were the only one that submitted me a selfie to draw. So I did it, and I was so grateful for them. And then this one I think was just another photo study. I was practicing blending gemstones because I wanted to do that for whatever reason. And then this one, I'm gonna get this wrong and you guys are gonna kill me. I asked my husband what his favorite Pokemon was, and I can't remember the name, and I'm not gonna try to say it because if I do and I get it wrong, I'm gonna be very upset at myself. But I tried to draw his favorite Pokemon and then immediately gave up because I was like, I'm gonna shade with yellow, and then it did that. And I was like, why did I do that? So that looks bad, but not as bad as this. And I want you guys to suffer, so I will put this up on screen for you, so you have to see this a little bit closer. For whatever reason, I wanted to draw Flowey, but instead of it being Flowey's face, it was the tongue out emoji. So that's an image that I made. And then this was some more of my husband's characters, so I just covered that up. And then this is just an entire page of styles. So let me fold this back so you guys can see that I decided to, I guess I made the headcanon that Cartman wears Crocs. I don't know. But this is supposed to be more Clyde and Cartman. We don't stand Kaiman on this channel. It's terrible. Anyways, so there is this drawing of Stan. I have a headcanon, or it might be canon. I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. There's so many seasons. Give me a break. That Stan plays guitar, but I think he actually does it pretty decent, so I made those. So anyway, here's Wonderwall joke, because everybody does that with people who play guitars. So there's that. And then this one, I think it was just a little doodle. I think this is supposed to be Kenny, and that is maybe Stan. I don't know, but I made the headcanon that I thought it would be funny if Kyle listened to just like really hardcore or just like super poppy, but like I don't know what the word for it is, but like just super like crazy non-calming music, but he looks as if he's listening to like classical music. He just sits there like he's so serene while like his headphones are blasting like cuss words and like really like heavy beats. So I thought that was funny for whatever reason. And then this is some really bad Stick of Truth fan art. I think I got the game that year and I played through it all, and I love the dynamic that Stan and Kyle have in the game. I think it's so cute that he's literally like a king and then Stan's like his knight. I live for that trope. Like, come on. How can you get any more perfect? It's literally canon. And then this, it's kind of okay, but I could definitely use some work. This is fan art for Roger from Lord of the Flies. I think this was, I think I drew this during like a off day or something at school. Like, we had days where we would go into school but we wouldn't have class. We would have a bunch of games and stuff, and one of my teachers pointed out that there's a part in the book where Roger is literally just sitting there like wiggling his tooth because he's so young that he still has baby teeth, and that made me emotional, and so I wanted to draw the baby boy, and so I did. I tried, but there he is. And then there is more bleeding, and I don't know what this is. This was me planning for a sketch that I did a little bit later that's also on my old Instagram. I don't know what that is, but it was probably Car Cat, let's be honest. And then here it is. It's very small. Our heater broke and it was winter, and so I had this huge orange hoodie that I bought specifically to cosplay Kenny, and by that I mean we had a costume day for Spirit Week and I decided to dress up as Kenny. And anyways, so I still had the coat. I don't know if I still have that coat anymore. I better. I'll be upset. Anyways, so I had the coat, and I had to wear my coat inside because it was so cold, and our heater didn't work, and I was miserable, so I felt like you guys needed to see that. I think this is, it definitely is a photo study, but I think I was trying to draw one of my friend's OCs, so there is that. I honestly don't remember what that is or what that is. I think there were more photo studies, but I was trying to stylize them. And then here I have some figure studies that I censored, not because I'm not all for free the dip, like literally I am, but I'm not trying to get demonetized before I even get monetized. I want to keep my channel, so I did like censor them, but you'll see later. I also censored the men's nipples, so just so we're clear on where my stance is on that, but I did do it anyway, just in case. But yeah, basically these were just some 10-second figure studies that I put some effort into, but not a lot. And then this is actually, this page isn't too much. I actually don't remember what this is. Oh, this was me. This was me trying to make a checklist of stuff I wanted in Animal Crossing. But speaking of Animal Crossing, we have this page, which this is me and my husband, very smudged, but our mayor's in Animal Crossing. And I don't remember whose mayor this is. It was on Tumblr, but their mayor was so cute. I literally had to draw them. They were so adorable. I love their color palette. I love everything about them. I still really like this drawing. So there is that, and I don't remember why I drew this. It literally says hot yikes. I don't know what that means. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you the meaning behind all the foliage wrapping around them. I have no idea what that is supposed to be or why it is. So there is that. And then this was a drawing of yet another OC. This is my character Oliver. You guys saw him in the Sailor Moon screen cap redraw sort of thing that I did, but thank you, airplane. That is this character right here, and I'm actually losing my mind right now because it looks like I drew him in a white shirt and white overalls, but I could have sworn when I made him I put him in yellow overalls. Like okay, let's words. I distinctly remember making this drawing. I was at my Aunt Christy's house. It was over Thanksgiving break, and I remember sitting at the table and drawing this, and then I went and watched Ponyo right after I finished it. I remember making this. I remember sitting down, where I was, what I was doing when I made this drawing. So why did I not remember? Like, you'd think that this is so much white. Why wouldn't I make this yellow? And I obviously put a lot of effort into, like, trying to shade it so that it looked like it was folded and like it was a clothing material. But it's white. I don't know. I thought it was yellow. I could have sworn. That's gonna drive me crazy. So this is just some more like doodles. I kind of would sit in class and instead of paying attention I would just draw like every other artist does. So I drew some bunny fan art because I really love Kenny and Butters together. I think they're really adorable, especially with the whole Mysterion and Professor Chaos thing. I think they're very, very... I'm recording now. I almost died and my camera is dying, so let's get this over quick. So, I was making fun of the fact that Kyle is a Gemini, so I had him quoting Ruby from, I almost said Gravity Falls. It's not Gravity Falls. It is Steven Universe, so he's saying that I'm an eternal flame baby thing. And then this one's just him being like super sweet and probably like oohing and awing over Stan. I don't know. And then this was like a super like dramatic drawing of Kyle being a basketball player. I don't know. But there it is. And then there's some more blankness. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's such a faded drawing, but I did attempt to draw something there. I'm not quite sure what it was. But this is the moment of truth. This was the first ever time I saw someone try and do lineless art with Copic markers, and I was like, that's impossible. How can you see what you're doing? And so, I tried to draw a human version of Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and I basically just attempted to do lineless art for the first time, and it's not great, but, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a start, but also, it was most certainly a start, because this is how I do all of my Copic drawings now. I do not do line art anymore. Sometimes I'll add it, but this is what I do 90% of the time, so it's really interesting that I struggled with it so much, and then that became my forever way of doing things. And I think there's more. Oh, nope, there's just this. So this is when I finished one season. It wasn't the first season, it was like I just finished a season of Pretty Little Liars where it was heavily hinted that Ezra was A, and so I was really upset for a minute. And this was also when I got into calligraphy. It's not good at all, but as you can see, there's a lot left of this book. It's all calligraphy. It's not art anymore, and a lot of it is just me generating random words. So it's not anything that's very interesting to look at other than this because I thought it was funny. So that is it for this week's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, and definitely like this video because it really helps me out. And speaking of helping me out, if you'd like to support me and help me make my art and these videos, you can head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/SimonAESArts, where you can get cool rewards like commission discounts, tiled wallpapers, exclusive illustrations, and shoutouts at the end of these Saturday videos. So a big thank you to Elise Thompson for continuing to support me, and I will see y'all next Saturday. Bye!